She stood with her friends outside work, laughing and glowing with confidence. All of a sudden, an old man walks up slowly, smiles at her, and gently touches her arm. Startled by his touch, she jerks back and slaps him hard. The old man flinches and looks down, humiliated. Her friends stare at them in shock. "What was that about?" one of them asks. She looks at them angrily and replies, "Why would you touch me?" The old man looks up, hurt and confused. "My daughter," he says softly. She scoffs and replies, "Don't call me that. You're not my father. I don't even know you." As she says that, she looks at her friends, who are still staring at the old man in confusion. She turns back to the old man and tells him, "I've told you before, don't come to my workplace. My friends think I'm rich. If they find out you're my father, they'll all laugh at me and I'll become a joke." The old man looks down sadly, realizing that she is right. He had meant no harm by coming to see her, but he understands that she wants to keep her private life separate from her professional one. He apologizes and says, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to embarrass you. I just wanted to say hi." She looks at him coldly and replies, "I don't want you near me, not in public." With that, she turns away and goes back to talking to her friends, ignoring the old man completely. He feels humiliated and ashamed, wishing he had never come to see her. After saying goodbye to her friends, she heads home, excited to rest after a long day of work. She opens the door and enters her house. A wave of shock spreads across her face as she sees someone standing in her living room. It's the old man from earlier. He looks up and smiles at her. "Papa," she says, surprised and annoyed. "How did you get in here? I told you not to come to my house." The old man's smile fades and he looks downcast. "I'm sorry, sweetheart. I didn't mean to upset you. I just wanted to see how you were doing." "It's not that, Papa. It's just that I don't want people from my office to know that we're related. They might think I'm poor or something, and I'm trying to make a good impression at work so I can get a promotion." The old man sighs and nods understandingly. He knows that his daughter is hardworking and ambitious and doesn't want her dreams to be hindered by his presence. He also knows that she has always been ashamed of him because he's poor and uneducated. So he tries to make her happy by agreeing to stay away from her life. "All right, Papa will stay away. I won't cause you any more trouble. I just wanted to check up on you because I haven't seen you in a while, and I was worried." She softens a bit and says, "I'm sorry, Papa. I didn't mean to yell at you. It's just that things have been really stressful at work lately, and I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed." She hugs him tightly and he hugs her back, feeling proud and happy to have such a kind and caring daughter. The next day at work, she's called into the boss's office and walks in confused. She freezes in surprise when she sees her father standing beside the boss. The boss looks at her warmly and asks, "Do you know this man?" She looks away, embarrassed and ashamed. "No," she says softly. "I don't." The boss smiles and says, "But I do. He's my father's best friend. They served in the army together many years ago. They've been through thick and thin together and have a deep bond of brotherhood. They've shared many experiences and have many stories to tell. It's heartwarming to see their friendship continue to thrive." She looks at her father and sees the sadness in his eyes. She feels guilty for slapping him and not listening to him. She walks up to him and apologizes. "I'm sorry, Papa. I shouldn't have lied to you and said that you're not my father. I was scared of what my colleagues would think, but you were right. It's not important to pretend to be something I'm not." The boss nods understandingly and says, "I know you didn't mean to hurt him, so let's go talk to him together." She takes her hand and leads her to her father, who is waiting patiently. She hugs him tightly and says, "I love you, Papa. I'm sorry I've been so selfish and ungrateful." He hugs her back and says, "I love you too, sweetheart. Don't ever forget that." As time goes on, she becomes closer to her father and starts to spend more time with him. She realizes that it's more important to be true to herself and her family than to care about what other people think. One day, she decides to tell her colleagues the truth about her father. She invites them over to her house for dinner and introduces them to him. At first, they're a bit shocked, but they quickly warm up to him and realize that he's a kind and loving man. They apologize for judging him and she for lying to them. They all have a great time together and celebrate their newfound closeness. From then on, she never hides her father again and always stands up for him when he's being treated unfairly. She learns that it's more important to be true to herself and her values than to care about what other people think. And she cherishes the time she has with her father, knowing that he's the most important person in her life. One evening, her father comes to visit her. He looks sad and defeated. When she asks him what's wrong, he tells her that he's been fired from his job. He feels ashamed and embarrassed and doesn't know what to do. She comforts him and tells him that it's not the end of the world. She offers to help him find a new job and reassures him that everything will be all right. However, deep down, she's worried about her father's future. She knows that he's not young anymore, and it may be difficult for him to find a new job. She also knows that he's proud and doesn't want to become a burden to her. So she tries to hide her worry and puts on a brave face for him. She tells him, "Don't worry, Papa. Everything will be fine. I'll help you look for a new job. You're too good to be out of work for long." He looks at her gratefully and says, "Thank you, sweetheart. I'm so lucky to have you as my daughter." She hugs him and promises to take care of him no matter what happens. The following days, she helps her father prepare his resume and look for job openings. They attend several interviews together, but unfortunately, he's rejected every time. She feels helpless and frustrated watching her father's spirits break with each rejection. She doesn't understand why no one is willing to hire her father. She thinks he's smart, hardworking, and experienced. Just when she's about to give up hope, she remembers her boss. He always seems to need help with something, and he's always asking her father for advice. Maybe he could use her father's expertise in his company. She decides to ask her boss if there are any job openings in his company. He tells her that there isn't at the moment, but he would keep an eye out for anything suitable. He also offers to give her father a part-time job in his company until he finds something better. She's so grateful for her boss's kindness and help. A few weeks later, her boss calls her into his office and offers her father a part-time job. She's so happy for him and congratulates him. She knows that the job isn't perfect, but it's a start, and she's sure that her father will do well. He starts working at the company and quickly becomes a valuable asset. He uses his experience and wisdom to help the company solve many problems and improve its operations. The boss is so impressed with her father's work that he offers him a full-time job with benefits. She's overjoyed and thanks her boss from the bottom of her heart. Meanwhile, her relationship with her friends from work grows stronger. They often hang out together outside of work and share their personal experiences and feelings with each other. They support each other through thick and thin and are always there for each other when they need it the most.